and just to prove to you that it's not signed properly at either end. So yeah, rutted. Like I say, it's on its own. You can't really put it into a loop. Would you like to see the map?
No, well, feel free to go with the...
I've lived here for 30 years, it's a bridle path.
You talk, listen, I've talked to East Sussex County Council. The lady's name is Claire Drew. Claire Drew at East Sussex County Council. You can't talk to him, can you?
No, it's not.
Honestly. Yeah, well, we need to. I'm not going to go down just to annoy him, but we need, you know, it annoys me that. So this is what we're up against, as you see. It's a bridle way. They're not interested. You know, do you want to see the map? No, we don't want to see the map. It annoys me. Anyway, as I was saying, not correctly signposted, which causes East Sussex County Council. In fact, I'm going to send this video to Claire Drew because this is what we're up against. Because it's not correctly signed, it causes things like this. And I think it was about 70% of East Sussex lanes are not correctly signed at one end or another, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe 40% aren't correctly signed at all, and 2 are signed bridleway, and it just causes problems. In fact, we'll go back, I'll give her a card. I'll give her a byway card. Yeah, I will. Hello. Can I talk to you civilly? I don't want a confrontation. I don't want to shouting words and you know, I'd just like to talk to you as, you know, nicely. Yeah, it's Claire Drew, the lady at East Sussex County Council.
Yeah.
And I've talked to her, and I'm out videoing all the lanes today for a website. I'll give you a card if you want, but it honestly, it genuinely is a byway.
No. We've got small children, small grandchildren, and it's people and dogs and horses, dog walkers and people like that. It's just that we don't particularly want it open. You guys, 1 or 2 of you, no problem at all. Open. You guys, 1 or 2 of you, no problem at all.
Oh, so you know it is a byway then?
Of course we know it's a byway.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So why did you say it wasn't?
It's large groups that you object to.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's not. I didn't say anything to you.
Yeah,
You
okay.
noticed.
Okay.
We do.
It is a through road. It hasn't been maintained since the hurricane.
Yeah.
It was a lane until the hurricane.
Hurricane?
In '87.
Oh well, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm a bit younger than you.
The council at that point decided that it was not going to be a maintained road.
Right. Okay.
So they've let it deteriorate.
Right. Right.
But I keep the trees off it, clear the trees off it, and all the rest of it. But it's organised groups. Once in the history, we had a rally down there, and it was a bloody nightmare.
I bet.
Fair enough.
We do. Of course, for sympathisers, we tend to ride in groups of no more than 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
and
that. Yeah, I just don't like comfort. You know, I don't things like that. It just really, especially when I've got a right to be there.
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
you have a right to be there, yes, and it is. I looked after. Did you come through this morning, or some
Yes,
guys came through
yes.
this morning? After that, I looked again because I know she gets to be in a bonnet. Now, I did look on the ordnance survey. Yes, it is a white road, and it has got red dots on it, which indicates it's non-maintained and all the rest of it. But the last thing we want is, I've put that small amount of just wattle fencing at the bottom to try to keep people from coming straight up and going onto the grass, which is something else that's happened. And then you get the odd car that tries, and then we have to go. Then somebody has to go to the farm and say,
Yeah.
"Can you come and pull somebody out?" and all the rest of it. It's, and that's the real background.
Okay. Well,
It's not. It's large groups. As I said, we had a there was a rally on one occasion. In the past, because it went on for ages. But that's quite all right.
runs with 15, 20 riders. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
of
just
course.
done for them.
We're actually members of the TRF, and part of the rules of the TRF is a 25 miles an hour speed limit and no more groups of 4 or more.
Right.
So, and for that reason, because we don't want to upset people, we do like
But it's horses and dog walkers and the odd walking groups and stuff like that. And we've all got to share it. I agree with you.
They're very, very few.
And I think the problem with that is it concentrates people,
It does
a
indeed.
lot of people into one area.
Yes, it does.
And in fairness, we tend to go and ride in Surrey, where there's a much larger network anyway.
Well, it's much. Surrey's congested, but this is much more congested.
It is, yeah.
As you know, anyway. Yeah. No, there's no animosity. There's no anger. Madam gets a bee in a bonnet about it because we live here and it's very, very quiet and it's peaceful, and people can come with the small children and the ponies, as we did when ours were small and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And then you get another generation coming on, and then all of a sudden you get somebody going down there with a pony and all the rest of it, and a couple of you guys coming up the other way. Bloody hell! It's all.
well, I mean, actually for horses, we always stop engine off, even take the helmets off, because the horses, they don't like the alien look, they don't like the...
I never said a word.
All right, no, fair enough. I just don't like the,
I think it's the first time we've ridden this one today.
it's the second time I've
Second
ever
time.
ridden
First
it.
time I've ever ridden it, so it's not on our regular route anyway.
No.
The thing is, this one's on its own, so we can't really tie it up with much else.
With anything else. No. Yes, well, it's okay, but there's no, and nobody wants to get anybody else involved, but all of it just concerned about, as I say, that we don't want it to get lots of use. Anyway, okay,
Well, like I say, it's not going to be on our regular route anyway. We just wanted to come and help.
thank you for coming back and taking the trouble.
All right, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Bye-bye.
And I think we dealt with that the best we could.
No, absolutely. It was nice to get a bit of civilness, and I thought he was going to kick off. I mean, I went helmet off and was polite to him, but I thought from the way they acted initially, I thought it was a losing battle. But yeah, cheers. Come on then. So, just to have a moan, and I'm not moaning about those people in particular, but this is what frustrates the living something out of me. It really does. So that woman's kicked off. I don't know if let me explain this, because I don't know how clear the video is going to be. We're riding along and the lady kicks off. You shouldn't be on here. This is a bridleway. And we said, no, love, no, it's a byway. We've got a map. Would you like to see it? Oh, I don't want to see your map. I've been living here for 20 years and it's a bridleway. And so I shouted back to her the lady's name at the council who I've been talking to, and I said, yeah, that's clear. Anyway, so I said to Doug, I said, I'm not having this. I'm going to go and have a civil word with them. And I went, I think the problem is as well, it's partly our fault. We should have took our helmets, but she wasn't hanging around to talk to us. She wanted to shout at us and be on her way, So I went back, took my helmet off, saw where they lived, and I went back and I said to the chap, look, I just want a civil word. I don't want a slanging match, I don't want to shout and scream and whatever. Well, we probably would have been better off going up there. And actually, in fairness, the fellow was perfectly lovely. He really was. And I said it's a byway, and he said, I know it is. And I said, well, why did you say it was the bridleway? And he said, well, if you notice, it wasn't me who said anything, it was my wife. So, but they're just trying to stop people going up there. But that's what the thing. What annoys me the most, they want to stop people going up there. Fair enough, they live there, okay. But I should be able to go about my business without being abused. That's what annoys me. And the thing is, everywhere I go, and listen, and I'll say this now, when I first started riding, I rode where I shouldn't be because through lack of knowledge, and you know, not because I don't know. I just my friends would go out and I'd follow them, and I didn't really, you know, I just thought we could ride anywhere. And then then I found out, and then I got talking to some members of the TRF, which is like a club who promotes legal trail riding and only rides where they should be, and it's a bit more sort of anyway. So I was talking to them, and they showed me where I could ride. So I thought, okay, fine. So now I only ride where I'm allowed, and I don't tear about like a lunatic. And I'm, you know, I close all gates behind me. If I see a horse, I'll take my helmet off. I'll turn the engine off. Dog walkers, you know, I'll stop for dog walkers. All that, and so that annoys me when I'm going out of my way to do what I should be doing, and I get abuse. Especially when I'm where I should be, you know. And I've had that a number of times before. And these people won't talk to you. They're not interested in being. I say to them, "Come here," you know. I take my helmet off and I say to them, "Come and talk to me," and they won't. All they want to do is shout and scream at you. So, and part of the problem is, as you may have seen, is the lanes aren't marked correctly. The lanes, you know, East Sussex County Council. You might have seen on the last clip of this, I don't know, I might have said it, you know, 70% of them aren't correctly marked. And then there's two around here, two byways that are marked as bridleways. And they're the worst, because you go barrelling off down them, and of course people say to you, "You're not allowed down here, it's a bridleway," and you say, "No, it's not." "Well, look at the sign." Well, then you know, you can't argue against that, can you? That really riled me up, that did. Like I say, I should be able to go about what I'm doing legally, sensibly, and not have abuse thrown at me and shouting and anyway, I just wish East Sussex County Council would. I really do. Anyway, yeah, that's enough of my rubbish. I'm going to try and fit one. I've got to record one more lane in, but as you can see, the sun's setting. I just don't think I'm going to have enough sunlight, which is annoying. We've had quite a few problems today. Anyway.